Okay, so step 1, isolate either x or y. That means that you need to make one of the equations either be x equals and then everything else, or y equals and everything else. Do we have that finished already for this example? Is x either by itself or y either by itself? Sure is. What is by itself already? Y. So we know that y equals negative 2x minus 9. Cool. So I'm going to highlight that. And we isolated it. Now, it won't always be that easy. Sometimes you'll have to do some arranging with your inverse operations to get x or y by itself. But for right now, example 1, I'm going to give it to you. Okay, step 2. Take that isolated value and substitute it into the other equation. As soon as you have this done, you're going to put your pencils down and look, listen, and learn. You guys get clothes? I mean, I'm really baffled. Nobody got anything? Did you get clothes? Correct. Shoes? No, not. Those are nice shoes, though. My son got a Lego set that looks like an Adidas shoe. Did you guys see those? Yeah. It's actually really cool, and way more than I would have spent on him, but that's cool. My sister got it for him. He loves it. Finished it in like the first 2 hours he got home. Great. Okay, are all pencils down? Addison's getting there. Kenzie's getting there. I love the coordination with your sweatshirt and your flare. That's a nice touch. Great. Okay. So I'm going to take that value, that isolated value. So I'm going to take this negative 2x minus 9. This is what equals y. So I'm going to put this where the y is in the second equation. Do not pick up your pencils. So I'm going to take this second equation, 6x minus 5 times the quantity, negative 2x minus 9, equals negative 19. So I took that, and I put it where the y was. Nope, don't pick up your pencils. Put your pencils down. Does everybody understand how I took this and put it where y was? I literally, it's like I just substituted it in here. There seems to be this is usually where the breakdown happens whenever I teach this. People aren't making the connection that I put this here because this is what y equals. So I could replace the variable y with that term, with this expression. Everybody with me? Okay, now you'll notice that this equation only has one variable, x. So step 3, don't you pick up your pencils, is solve for the variable in the equation. I'm not going to say x or y because it could be either. So if I'm going to solve for x, what do I need to do here with this negative 5 first? Put your pencils down. Put them down. Yes, Eden. I have to distribute it. So I'm going to have 6x minus 5 times the quantity, negative 2x minus 9 equals negative 19. I'm going to take this negative 5 and distribute just like I would if it was a regular old equation from 7th grade. I'm going to get 6x plus 10x plus 45 equals negative 19. And then I'm going to go ahead and solve it like normal. I'm going to get 16x plus 45 equals negative 19. Subtract 45. Don't worry, I'll give you plenty of time to do this. 16x equals negative 64. x equals negative 4. So now I have the x value of my ordered pair. Yeah? How am I going to find the y value? What am I going to do? Eden?
Take the negative 1 for x and substitute it for x in the first equation.
You got it. So I have to find one of the variable values, and then I get to substitute again to find the other missing variable value. Now you may copy. Thank you for waiting patiently. Keep those eyes open back there, Addison Bowles. I saw you schnoozing.
I was like this because I was rubbing my eyes.
I saw them close. If I can't take a nap, you can't take a nap.
What if we all take a nap?
Then I get fired. So we're not doing that.
Win-win. Get a better job.
I like this job. I actually like being around you tiny humans.
You just call me short.
I called everybody short. Everybody. Even Logan. Even Nolan. What?
Avery's basically 5'2" if you round up.
Exactly.
If you round up.
Basically 5'6". 4
Yeah.
and 8. That's just 2 choices. You round up to 4'10". We're basically 4'12". 4'12" isn't a thing.
You
So
can't be
5 foot sounds weird. So 5'1". Can't be our number 5'2".
Okay, is everybody caught up?
No.
Okay, take your time. Take your time. Okay, the last step is to substitute the found value. So I don't want to say x and y because you might not always be solving for one or the other. So the found values is x equals negative 4. And as Eden said, we're going to put it back into one of the equations to find the other variable's value. So if you found y, you have to go back and find x. If we found x, like we just did, we go back in and we find y. So one of the things that Eden said is put it in the first equation, which is fine, but sometimes one equation will be easier to substitute back into than the other. Just pick which one is easiest for you, okay? Don't overcomplicate things. Like, I'm definitely going to put it in that first one. And some of you might be like, no, the second one looks easier. Cool. Put it in for that x value and find your y. Okay? I don't care which one you substitute back into. As long as you get the final ordered pair that is accurate. So once I put that negative 4 in for the x, I find out that y is negative 1, and I get my solution. So that tells me if I were to graph those two linear equations, they would intersect at the ordered pair negative 4, -1. Ta-da! Isn't this so exciting? Grace. It's okay. You don't have to admit it. I know some of you are excited in there. Hey, math. Okay, we're going to do another example. New paper. At least for me, I don't like to use the back. You guys know that. All right, what's my first step? What is it, Jackson? Isolate the variable. Do I have a variable already isolated? Sure do. What is it? Y. So I'm going to highlight this 5 plus x. And I'm going to highlight this y up here because that's where that's going to go. It's going to substitute. Replacing one thing for another, which we established. So now I'm going to end up with 2x plus 2 times the quantity 5 plus x equals 10. And then I'm going to find the value of x. So I'm going to distribute this positive 2, and I'm going to get 2x plus 10 plus 2x equals 10. So this tells me the x value of the ordered pair that would be the solution to this system of linear equations is 0. Yes, that can happen. How am I going to find my y value? What am I going to do, Landon? Yeah. Y equals 5 plus x. Y equals 5 plus 0. Y equals 5. I chose that one because this looked a little bit easier to solve than this one. But again, it doesn't matter. Wherever you put the x value, you're still going to get y equals 5. So what's the solution to this system of linear equations? Hayden?
0, 5.
Ta-da. All right, let's do another one. Don't stop now, guys. We're on a roll. Gotta isolate the variable. Are either of my variables isolated?
Yeah, they're both isolated.
They're both isolated. Who said that? Hayden, if x equals y and y equals x, then they're both isolated. So this is where I can say, all right, I'm going to replace the y, right, with x, or I'm going to replace the x with y. It doesn't matter. But I just have to choose one of them. So I'm going to replace the y, right? I'm going to say x equals y. So I'm going to end up with y. This is going to get real confusing. Minus 3y equals negative 1. So I put this for there because x equals y. Right? So I'm going to get negative 2y equals negative 1. Y equals 1/2. What's my x value going to be? How do you know that? Because it already told me that y equals x, right? So I don't even have to do anything else here. My solution is going to be 1/2, 1/2, because y equals x. Pretty exciting. Brayden, was Trevor home for winter break?
Yeah,
How's he doing?
good.
Did you talk to him? Like eye contact and everything? Yeah? How's school?
It's going good for him right
Mm-hmm. Good grades? What's he studying?
now. Music.
Of course. Sounds about right. Okay. All right. Thanks for keeping up with him. Appreciate it. All right, put your jam away. We're done with this one. We'll continue this tomorrow.